So here we are with another installment of how to get better at Warzone 2 incredibly fast. And in today's Warzone 2 tips and tricks video, I want to give you some awesome tips for how you can get better with literally minimal effort. Today's tips are going to focus on some small things that you can change right now that are going to help your game incredibly. So without further ado, let's get on to these tips right now. Now the first thing that I'm going to want to tell you guys to do is use the X12 on every single loadout. There's no need to be using overkill on any of your classes, especially when you consider the fact that you can buy your secondary for 5 grand anywhere. However, what I'm going to tell you is to use the X12 right now. Now you will have seen a lot of clips floating around the internet of people using the P890s or whatever they're called in akimbo, and they're absolutely shredding people. But the same thing is still applying to the X12s. They don't have quite as much damage. However, there are a few things that make these, in my opinion, the better weapon. First of all, you have the option to put more ammo on. This means that they're a lot more forgiving and they're actually more viable in trios and quads because you can dispatch of multiple enemies super quickly. But also, I guarantee that the majority of you watching this video right now already have these guns max level, and that's because it's the gun that you start with. So whatever you do at the beginning of any match is earning you weapon XP towards these pistols. Therefore, I can almost guarantee that you're going to be able to make this loadout that I'm going to show you now. So the loadout goes as follows: the 1mW laser, akimbo, the 24 round mag so that you can still maximize on your movement speed, the XRK lighting fire trigger so that you can increase your rate of fire, and I tune this for recoil smoothness and sprint to fire, since the other two are useless because you won't be able to aim down sight because these pistols are akimbo, and then the Forge DX90F with recoil smoothness and bullet velocity all the way for the same reason. These two guns are absolutely incredible and they beat pretty much any SMG up close, including the Fennec. So I would seriously suggest slapping these bad boys on literally every single one of your loadouts, because even if you have to restart and all you can do is pick up a loadout drop, at least you'll have these bad boys to stick by your side and they're going to help you to no end. Now the next thing I want to tell you about is a settings change. You want to change your slide behavior to inverted. All you have to do is go into settings, controller, advanced, movement behaviors, and invert slide and dive behaviors, and turn this to inverted. Basically what this does is it swaps it so that you no longer have to hold to dive, but you have to hold to slide. Now the thing is, sliding in this game is pretty much useless. You cannot ADS whilst you slide, you cannot cancel your slide, so there is almost no reason why you should be sliding over diving. However, if you change this setting, you'll be able to dive incredibly quickly, and what this allows you to do is pull your parachute at much smaller altitudes, which is great when it comes to either evading enemies and getting away quickly or pushing an enemy who is a little bit further away. In the clip behind you, you can see that I'm traveling like 38 meters, whereas if I didn't have this setting changed, I would have only been able to travel about 3. So change this setting now, because it is seriously going to help you clear that distance in what is already a slow-paced game. And then finally, a cool little mechanic that is transferred over from Warzone 1 is something I like to call the car jump. Basically what this means is when you're driving at high speed in a car, you are able to jump out of the car with no animation and take no damage whatsoever. This is perfect, especially in solos, or if you're trying to clutch up when you're the last one left in your squad. Basically, if you drive towards an enemy, you can tap the button to get out of the car and the car will carry on at the same trajectory and with the same momentum as it did before. 90% of the time, this is going to trick the enemy and they're going to keep firing at the car as it drives past them, because they do not check the minimap, so they don't see that it goes from red to white. This allows you to absolutely melt them without them even knowing what the hell is going on. This is invaluable for solos because it is so hard to take people out of vehicles, and by using this trick you can get some really easy kills. And even if you don't have the best loot, even if you've just come out of the bloody gulag and all you've got is a pistol and a dream, you can still use this and take someone else's loot, and then you're back to where you started before you were killed. I honestly cannot overstate enough how useful this tip is, and if you learn how to use it effectively and you use it a lot, you're going to get a lot further in each of the games that you play. But anyway, that's it for today's Warzone 2 tips and tricks on how to get better at Warzone 2. I really hope that some of you found these useful. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently engaged in a ridiculous slap bet with my brother-in-law, whereby he is going to slap me hard in the face if I do not hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could find it in your heart to save my face and just slap that big red subscribe button, you would make my day. Now, for those of you who have watched me for a while, you'll know that I love to see who sticks around until the end. So if you're still here, I'd like you to let me know by answering this question down in the comments. If you could only have one meal for the rest of your life for breakfast, lunch and dinner, what would it be? Anyway, that's it from me today. I'm Average Joel. Peace.